Ladies and gentlemen of the good life, over the past couple of hours for crypto, a lot of things have changed. But I believe that every single one of you is now aware of the whole Ethereum ETF situation. And I don't think I have to go too much into detail about how critical this is and how much this can change for the entire crypto landscape. What I think a lot less people are familiar with is, first of all, the underlying reason that this is happening. I guess second of all, the heavier repercussions on just full-on altcoin season, but more importantly, in my opinion, what we're bound for over the next couple of months on the politics side. Now, I believe every single one of you also knows that crypto is a weird industry, and a lot of what's going on is purely based on the higher up powers. Not, that high up, but I'm talking about government / regulators / politicians. Most of the important crypto updates, they stem from something of the sort. Take a look at Tether, take a look at the Uniswap debacle, Coinbase, Ripple, and we can move on for a long while. But also the whole ETF situation, at the baseline, it's regulators saying, maybe this isn't safe for the people, which is odd, but it's that way. One thing we also had quite recently, though, was the whole talk about the SAB 121. Biden may rethink the SAB vote veto due to political support for crypto. Well, what happened a little bit earlier was that there was a new act by the SEC, there was a new rule in something by the SEC, and there was basically a Congressional Review Act, which is basically something to redo or negate some of the things the SEC put up when it came to who was allowed to hold crypto, mostly for others. But even for thyself, there were going to be coming some really heavy rules. But what happened before, right, is that people said, well, Biden's going to veto it. He's basically going to get rid of these lawmakers' vote to review it, get back onto it, and not let the SEC slimy rules pass. But all of a sudden, and that's where things get interesting, that has changed. Because over the past couple of days, Biden may rethink the veto due to political support for crypto. And once more, before it was stated everywhere that he was going to veto it. Everywhere. All of a sudden, things have changed. But why? And once more, guys, these regulatory issues when it comes to crypto are very severe. Kraken is even considering ending USDT support in the EU because it's just too much of a debacle for some of the EU rules. And so why is the SEC now leaning towards approving Ethereum ETFs? Why is Biden all of a sudden perhaps coming back on his words? I'd show you two things. But let's start off by saying it's an election year. I also wonder why I'm turning so yellow. What's going on there? Anyway, a little while ago, one of the presidential candidates, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he bought $24,000 worth of GME to support some liberal movement or some retail rebellion, he called it. In my opinion, one of the crazier things I've seen over the past couple of days, but it shows you kind of the status that some politicians have to be in right now to get votes. And I mean, we saw a senator, I think, a while back say they want to propose something to abolish the Federal Reserve. I wanted to do an in-depth video about it, but I thought, it's probably not going to get that far anyway, so why even waste a breath? Even though it was extremely interesting, we may still do that actually. We also saw Trump give this speech a while back. Trump promises major tax cuts for all Americans if elected president. Instead of the Biden tax hike, I'll give you a Trump middle class, lower class, business class, big tax cut. You're going to have the biggest tax cut. And boys, I think it all comes together when you start looking into this article right here. Trump campaign leans in on crypto with new donation page amid shifting political landscape. Crypto has become a pivotal topic in the lead up to the November elections, and the political landscape seems to be softening its stance towards the industry. And now, Donald Trump took the lead by accepting crypto donations, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, SHIB, whatever you want to send him, for his re-election campaign, making him the first U.S. presidential candidate to adopt digital assets for funding. Quote, this addition to President Trump's already groundbreaking digital fundraising operation marks the first time a major party presidential nominee has embraced cryptocurrency for donations. And again, what I am seeing right now in this space is that it's becoming a little bit of a crypto versus non-crypto, because take a look. The candidates have taken a diverging stance towards the emerging industry, with Trump openly supporting crypto and promising to foster its growth through proper regulation. Trump stated, Democrats like Biden and his official surrogate Elizabeth Warren continue to believe only government has the answers to how our nation leads the world. However, recent events suggest that the Biden administration may shift its long-standing hardline stance against the space, and that's perhaps what we're seeing right now, that before it was to get the most amount of votes and everything, it is very smart to be really against crypto. But now things are starting to turn around, and it's more a matter of if you're against it, well, all these institutions are very heavily basing their money and their influence or whatever on it. You're against the grain, and it's stupid to do so. Once more. So the president, so Biden, was going to veto the whole accounting bulletin, right? Or at least the revision. Notably, however, all right, the American Bankers Association pointed out that the regulation that the SEC tried to sneak in there made it difficult for banks to act as crypto or as Bitcoin spot ETF custodians. So if the American Bankers Association is against you, obviously you're going to think twice about, going against them. Because why shoot yourself in the foot? Anyway, I can sit here for 10 hours talking to you about how things are changing in the political landscape. I don't think it matters though. All we need to know is that everybody's zooming in, full focus, full alert on some of the next statements that are going to be coming out. And I think the SEC and some other agencies here will thread a lot more carefully now, allowing for the crypto space to go on a more rampant bull market. And I think, however, that probably the end of this crypto cycle is also what's going to bring us a heavier crypto cycle right now. So right now, there's a lot of adoption and really, really positive stance. Either this run or the next run is going to be completely wrecked. Hey, what is this? Because of regulatory reasons. My honest expectation is this cycle, they'll be mostly on the adoption side because it's going to be best for votes, and the crypto market's going to die out some other reason. But the next cycle, I think, once the institutions want to sell, because I don't think they're going to sell this run too much, that's going to be where regulatory issues really pop up because there's more fear of market manipulation, this, that. Anyway, we've got some time. It's interesting to think about. But yeah, that was about it for this little crypto update here. See you guys later in another one.